Welcome to Lesson 3 of the Basics of Immigration Law course. I'm glad of having you here. In this lesson, we'll be diving into the general aspects of visas. Let's get started. Let's go over the different parts of a visa. A visa is a document placed on a passport that allows a traveler to request entry into the U.S. Let's see what a U.S. visa looks like. What is important to check when completing immigration forms is the passport number, the name on the passport, date of birth, the issue date and expiration date. The expiration date is the last day the bearer can use the visa to seek entry into the U.S. It has nothing to do with how long they may stay in the U.S. The class indicates the type of visa. Entry means how many times the passport bearer can enter into the U.S. In this case, M means multiple times. If there is a number there, they may apply for entry that many times. This red number indicates the visa number. Let's go over the visa purpose. Many foreign nationals need a visa to enter the U.S., and some travelers may qualify for a visa waiver. We will see more about this later on. A visa allows the traveler to request entry at a U.S. port of entry where a Customs and Border Protection officer decides on admission. Let's see the different U.S. visas types. First, non-immigrant visas, or NIVs, are for people coming to the U.S. temporarily. These include visas for tourism, business, study, or temporary work. The expiration date of the visa depends on the type of visa. For example, tourist visas are given for 10 years, while student visas usually do not have an expiration date because it depends on when the academic program ends. Importantly, non-immigrant visas allow only a temporary visit and are not meant to be used to live permanently in the United States. Now, immigrant visas, or IVs, are for people who intend to live in the U.S. permanently. These are commonly issued for family reunification, employment opportunities, or for the diversity visa lottery. Immigrant visa holders receive permanent resident status, also known as a green card, and can stay in the U.S. indefinitely. These applicants have what's called immigrant intent, meaning they're coming to establish permanent residence. Let's see the process to obtain a visa. The most important thing to know is that visas are only given at the U.S. embassies and consulates abroad. In the case of non-immigrants, an applicant must complete Form DS-160 online, then pay the visa fee. As part of the process, the applicant gets fingerprinted and then attends a visa interview. The interview is usually conducted through a glass window, and only a few questions are asked. The officer decides at the moment. Then, if approved, the applicant leaves the passport and contact information. The embassy mails the applicant the passport with the visa stamp. This process is relatively simple and fast. In the case of immigrants, the process is different because most often the immigrant visas are given after the applicant is sponsored by family members or an employer. The process starts with an I-130 for family members or I-140 for employers. The form is submitted to USCIS with a filing fee. Once approved, the application goes to the Department of State. The applicant completes Form DS-260 online and uploads the required documents. The government notifies the applicant of the date of the in-person interview. If approved, the embassy stamps the passport and mails the passport with the visa to the applicant. The applicant then can travel to the U.S. as an immigrant. Once in the U.S., the green card comes in the mail. How to apply for a visa? To submit a visa application, go to the U.S. Department of State Consular Electronic Application Center website, sac.state.gov. To check the appointment wait times, go to the U.S. Department of State website. If you want to learn more about the visa application process, you can watch the video on the visa interview process posted by the U.S. Embassy in London. To watch the video, go to uk.usembassy.gov. Let's review the most important parts of this lesson. Non-immigrant visas allow temporary visits to the U.S. for a specific purpose. Immigrant visas are for those who wish to live permanently in the U.S. All visas, immigrant and non-immigrant, are only given at the U.S. Embassy or consulate abroad. Now that you understand the visa application process, you are able to explain it and help others go through the process. That wraps up this lesson. Thanks for watching.